For many dinosaur survival game players, growth is an integral part of the entire genre. You can't have one without the other, right? Well, today I want to prove to you that we deserve better, and that growth is the wrong way to accomplish the right goal. The Isle's growth system is designed to add a level of stakes to your game, but it not only fails at this, but fails at providing an enjoyable experience for players as a result. In other survival games, it's okay to be weaker than others, because there's so much to do. In the Isle, it just feels like a punishment instead of a humble beginning, because there's already so little to do in the game. Most juvies are slow as shit, and die before reaching the food and water they need, are forced to eat things not on their diet, or are just straight up murdered because there's literally nothing they can do about it. And don't even get me started on the carnivores. They can't hunt AI because the deer are way too fast, the frogs, crabs, and fish are unreachable for most of them, or the boars will literally just kill you. What's the point of having AI if juvies can't kill them? That is literally the only reason they need to exist, to fill the power gap between adults and juvies and give them something to fairly hunt, and honestly, just something to do. And because there's no matchmaking, the useless players are often the new players, while all the adults know what they're doing and are fully grown, which just skews the balance even further. Now, let's say you reach adulthood by some miracle. The Isle is such a buggy mess, you could fall through the earth, get stuck in holes on the poorly designed map that has no unstuck feature for some reason, or any other stupid glitch while fighting could kill you. The game is simply not ready to introduce stakes into the game when your death could be entirely out of your control. Other survival games let you build, collect resources, etc. So even though those resources are at risk upon death, there's still a chance you can recover your progress or learn how to improve your strategy to ensure its safety. The Isle has no permanence at all. So what's the point of even trying? At any given moment, servers are full of adults, so the entire purpose of growing and having variation and opportunities for different predators is almost non-existent. And for stakes, there are thousands of bot accounts, paid lives, and other ways that the players around you won't be affected by death in the way you are, which essentially means that you are punished for playing the game properly. The worst impact is that it's a privilege to have the time required to even play the game properly, and most people don't have that time. Sure, in order to have a PC to even play the game, you need to be at least somewhat well off or fortunate in some way. But it could be improved drastically by getting rid of this growth system that forces you to spend a lot of your time waiting to be able to play something enjoyable. So Afterthought is missing out on a large chunk of people who will never play their game, primarily because they don't have the time to make the experience worth it in any way. Now don't worry, that's not all, because even when you reach adulthood, you lose. Once you're there, there's no way to even marginally improve your character. Your improvement stagnates, and with it, your will to play. Elders are supposed to fix this, but your options absolutely suck. You're either forced to be stuck in painful normalcy, or improve one last time at the cost of losing everything after a short period. How is this any better? Growth is in theory a good idea, but in practice there's a million reasons why it's simply flawed. Path of Titans slightly improves the design with the loss of growth stages, while keeping the same character and progress, but at the cost of horrific growth times and a terrible growth system. I think growth needs to be eradicated altogether in favor of something better. However, it would be unfair of me to do this much critiquing without offering at least an inkling of an idea that could fix the issue at hand, while risking the possibility of being entirely wrong and getting rightfully flamed in the comments. So here we go. Let's say you get stat increases from killing players and stealing a special bone. This bone could give you a selectable stat increase or give you an entire new ability. This way, your improvement is actually earned, and you can make it so that you couldn't benefit from a same species kill to prevent cheesing it. And you could have the player store the bones somewhere. Anyone could steal them, so it's up to you to create a territory around them and protect and hide them well, while you also risk leaving them in search of more bones and a better overall character. The stat changes would be clear, as your character would also gain new customization to make the experience even more rewarding, and communicate to other players the strength of their opponent before putting them in an unfair situation they didn't know about. The stat changes wouldn't affect basic size, movement, or weight, so the game's balance would be largely unaffected. I think this would help solve a lot of issues, but it's still not a lot. It doesn't necessarily address revenge killing, nesting, or any of the other large problems the game has. But it's a start in my eyes, and I'd love to know what you guys think. I genuinely just believe that games like this should strive to try something new. Try something that isn't as restrictive as growth, and just give it a go. See what people think. And because of the lack of experimentation in this genre, I think people are kind of just stuck with something that they don't even know is actually so bad. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day, bro.